What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. As you know, we're getting ready to embark on a trip to Greece. Crossing our fingers, I wanted to first of all say thank you to anybody that has supported me throughout this process because it has been a huge deal financially, physically, emotionally, getting this whole trip organized. And I wanted to say thank you to my mom because she's been pretty helpful. Thank you to Mima. She's also been very helpful. And yeah, so today's video is going to be 10 tips of things that you need to know or do before going to Greece. So the first thing is number one is book hotels before you go. Now, you guys know I'm a wing it traveler a lot of the times when I'm backpacking and stuff like that. But I do feel like Greece, if you are especially spending a little bit more time there, it is a more popular destination. And if you kind of know certain things that you want out of a hotel, whether it's like you want free breakfast like I do, or you want something in a certain location or a certain price point, or maybe you want a hot tub or a private pool or something like that. I have noticed a lot of the more luxurious type of rooms tend to sell out pretty quickly, and they have kind of just what's left is what's left. So keep that in mind. The next thing is number two is build an itinerary. And the reason I say that is build an itinerary of kind of how your travel is going to go. If money is not an option and you're just going and you're just going to free flow and stuff like that, no problem. But I do feel like this is the type of place, especially if you're going to be like island hopping and stuff like that, to where you do need some type of structure to at least understand, hey, I'm going to get to this point at this point and move on, and I'm going to spend so many days here and stuff like that. Just like a basic itinerary. Number three is factor in the time and money for ferries. And the reason I say that is because hotels, we got a couple hotels that we spent, I think, like right around 40, 50 bucks or something like that with like breakfast included. And we're like, that's such a great deal. And then I looked up the price for a ferry to go to from Athens to Santorini, and it's like 50 bucks a person. So I kind of did not anticipate that. And you Google it, and Google will tell you, oh, it's 20 bucks. And I had anticipated that was going to be an accurate statement. Now, don't freak out, but if you're going from like Santorini to Greece, it is like $20 or $25. Or Santorini to Crete, sorry. It is like $20 or $25. Now, the reason it's so much more expensive to go from like Athens to Santorini is because it's like a 8 to 12 hour ferry ride. You could pay a little bit more and get an 8-hour ride. You could pay a little bit less and get a 12-hour ride. So you have to factor in the time for that. If you're going to be leaving at 4 p.m., are you going to be showing up at 3 a.m. in Santorini? You want to factor that in. So if you're taking the long boat, then maybe you want to leave at like 4 to 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You want to make sure that you have plenty of time to check into your hotel and you're not wandering around in the dark and missing that and stuff like that. Also, just a quick side note, you probably want to let the hotels know when you're going to be arriving. They're not like super specific in Greece. A lot of these are like independently owned, and they're only there if you're there. It's not like the Holiday Inn where everybody's going to be there 24/7 and stuff like that. It's a little bit different, so keep that in mind. Number four, islands are big, so get hotels near where you're going to be staying or seeing attractions. So, for instance, yesterday I booked a hotel, and I almost booked a hotel in, I believe it's called Fira, which was really, really far away from Oia, Oia, whatever it's called, where like the blue castles and white pristine buildings are in Santorini. And we would have had to like rent a car, and I was like reading for the reviews, and they were like, this is such a beautiful hotel. They suggested we rent a car, and it was the best thing we ever did. And I was like, I want to read into that a little bit more. And I was like looking at the maps and stuff, and I was like, holy crap, it's really far. To be able to see those attractions, there's no way we could do it without renting a car. And I was like, that's just an added expense. And frankly, we are riding on this on like the skin of our teeth. We don't have hardly any money that we're going with. And I thought it's probably a better idea if we stay at a hotel that's going to be hella close to where we're trying to see the attractions. Now, if we end up magically with like more money along the process, then maybe we will rent a car or something like that. But just keep that in mind. Stay near where the sites that you want to see, and then your expenses are going to be a little bit less. The next thing, number 5, is pick your islands in sequence. So I didn't realize this at first, but once I started doing some research, from Athens to Santorini is going to be about 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours. Santorini to Crete is going to be about 3 hours, 4 hours. And then you can kind of pick depending on the distance. You don't want to like go to Crete and then go to Santorini and then jump somewhere else. It just doesn't make sense. It's going to waste a lot of time, and it's less efficient. Plus, it might not be as economically savvy as far as price is concerned. So just keep that in mind. Try to look up how far these things are, how much the tickets are, when they're leaving and stuff like that, and the ports and everything like that. Next thing is check for travel restrictions, whether it's like the pandemic or anything that's going on. Make sure that you don't need anything else that you're not aware of. That's what we'll be doing very soon. The next thing, number 7, is don't overplan. Okay, I think you should know at least a handful of things that you want to see each place, but maybe 1 or 2 absolute things. Because let's be honest, it is a vacation, okay? Don't make it turn into work where you're trying to see 50 things a day and then you get back and you need a fucking vacation from your vacation. Let's try to make sure we relax and have a good time, but make sure you understand that you do want to see some certain things and keep that on your list, and then leave some time for open, whether it's relaxing or doing other things. Number 8, try to stay at each place at least 2 days. Now, I think that's kind of important. Me and Ma have traveled a lot of different places as like overnight things, and we always bitch and moan and complain that it is forever. We can't check in until like 3 or 4 p.m. and then you got to check out at 11 a.m. and it's like what, a total of like 10 hours that you're paying, hundreds of dollars for a hotel or $50 for a hotel or whatever it is. So stay at least 2 days, especially if you don't have a car. You can't really jump back into your vehicle and throw your shit in there or whatever. You have to pack up and stuff like that. So at least give yourself a little bit more time to explore and relax and decompress, unpack, and then have plenty of time to repack and stuff like that. The next thing is number 9, read reviews on hotels. Reviews are going to be extremely crucial, and people are super helpful explaining, hey, the bed sucked, or the people were great, the breakfast was great, or the breakfast sucked, or whatever. You can really get an idea of what you're going to be getting into by doing that. Next thing is look at maps before you go. Okay, I got to wrap this up really quick because I'm about to run out of time. But is this location where you want to be on the map? Do you have to ride a freaking donkey for 5 hours to get to it? That could be why it's affordable. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Join us on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook group World Travelers, Instagram One Big Impact. Thanks for watching. Bye.